All right, so what I wanted to do here was a very close-up video of the Monsoon Tactical Optic cut. And of course, it's not coming into focus for the Bodyguard 2.0. Bodyguard 2.0 I purchased in December. I'm going to probably do a video a bit more on my experience with it thus far, but it's been excellent. It's performed very well. And the Monsoon Tactical came out with this optic cut for the K series, and it was one that I love red dots, so it definitely works for me. So some of the things that I didn't see on earlier videos, although Raymond Hashemi has done some excellent videos on the optic cut already, was really focusing on the plate, the screws, and my concern was the back here, because this is when the gun is not, when the firearm isn't racked and slot in battery, not battery, but it's not when it's not racked, this plate, this back plate here will tend to slide up, and so a lot of the videos I saw didn't show this, and it's still very tight. So that was not something. It was something I was concerned about, and now having actually it in hand, this back plate does not just pop off. In fact, it is extremely tight with this plate, because they add this plate, 2 screws, and then they give you 2 more screws for the for mounting the optic, and so that rear plate is not an issue. I had put XS night sights on this, but I had to drift it almost all the way to the edge. A lot of people that have experience with the Bodyguard 2.0 will know what I'm talking about. And so that rear sight was drifted all the way to the right edge, that is, because the gun would, point of aim, point of impact was left. So they moved all the way to the right, and it was actually off the edge, on the edge actually, to where it was somewhat sticking out, and it was pretty good with the iron sights, with the XS sights. So when I'm setting it back, they Cerakote this, and then I said, can you just put the original front sight on, because in all honesty, I'm not going to co-witness the sights. Some people like that. I don't care about it. This sight doesn't even need to be there, because I'm going to have the optic on it. So just wanted to show it up close, and specifically that rear plate, if people were interested in seeing that, as well as the amount of overhang on the rear serrations. This is not the Bodyguard comp. This is the original Bodyguard 2.0, manufactured in October, December-ish. Well, I got it in December. I think it was manufactured in October. And I'll post more on how it functions and my experience with it, which has been great. They Cerakoted it, so Monsoon Tactical did the Cerakote. Looks great. There were scratches under here. I have about 1,500 rounds through this. It looks real nice. Needs to be cleaned. A little dirt in there, but other than that, they got that front sight on nice and straight, at least as straight as I can tell. And like I said, I actually almost debated telling them not to bother. They marked the plate screws. This is the screws that keep the plate to the slide. I'm not going to remove that and look at it, because I don't care. I trust that it was Cerakoted correctly, and it looks nice. So yeah, so a lot of videos weren't really focusing on this rear section. Again, my concern was this back plate, which does not move at all. The vertical plate. I suspect to disassemble fully this upper, it's going to take a little bit of English, and you may actually have to remove this plate to get that off. I've never cleaned that. I have a Shield Plus that I've never cleaned, and it runs fine after 3,000 rounds. So maybe at 5,000, I'll have to disassemble it and deal with it. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. So that is the Monsoon Tactical optic cut plate for the Bodyguard 2.0. Cerakote was original factory. That was too chicken to pick out a color, I guess. It looks pretty nice. I did try to put the Holosun 407 on it. I'm not going to try to do it on camera because I was not successful. It is extremely tight between this front and rear. In fact, I think I scratched the back of the Optic, which again, that's whoopee-doo. That's an Optic. It's meant to be scratched. So I'm going to pause this, I think, and then try and get the Optic onto it. Now that I've taken enough video of this, 5 minutes worth, I'm sure it's all the video I wanted to see. I just hadn't seen anybody do that close of a close-up on it. So, and then the, sorry about the angle. Just trying to get the overhang. It's not much of an overhang. I mean, it's an overhang, but you know, it's the width of the Optic, really. You know, that's the Optic there. So maybe a little more with the Optic, but I'll show it after. And looks pretty nice. Really excited about it. Really, a lot of people have. Raymond, like I said, he has a channel, Raymond Hashemi, Hashemi. He's done a lot of videos on pocket carry on this, and pretty nice guy. I think he does a really good job with it. So, so I'm going to actually go off camera, pause this, and then see if I can get the 407 mounted, and see if I can add it to the end of this video. So I'll be back. So this didn't take as much time as I thought it was going to. It went on pretty quick. There is a little bit of a gap. Okay, nope, there, snap down. I see no gap now. The lugs, the K footprint has the front lugs, and it's snapped down into it. It is definitely firm against this rear plate. The posts that come up to accept the screws come up pretty high, but they're spaced enough for the included screws. The plate itself is torqued from the factory, so I'll only torque these. I'll do that after I'm done with this video. I'm glad this is not a under battery mount, because to have to replace that every couple of months would be, I mean, you can do that, it's not a big deal, but it would be a little rough to do with this every 6 months. It's very tight. Yeah, very tight. I'm not going to pull it off because I don't want to fight with it again. So part of this, adding this to it was to show that it seats correctly. I think you can see that. This is the 407K green. I like the 6 MOA. It seems to work better with my eyesight. The lugs in the front connect, seat correctly. The screws appear to seat correctly. They look centered to me. My bad eyes. No gaps. Try and get this from the back. Sorry, the camera's kind of close to the desk. So that's your terrible. Sorry. That's the overhang. The overall. I'll probably get a better angle of this at some point. When I talk more about the pistol, the slide, and my experience, I plan to do a little bit more of a video on that. Kind of a recap, 1500 round review, I guess you could call it. Not that I do a lot of reviews, but yeah, looks nice and tight. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So I'm gonna try and torque these down off camera, and then put it together, and then I'll present it when I'm done with that. So yeah, looks nice. All right, so this is a better perspective, I hope, of the rear with the Monsoon Tactical. You'll see the green dot. It's mounted. I torqued the screws to spec, 15 pounds with blue Loctite. Trying to get that overhang. That's a pretty good view of it there, I think. So it fits nicely. It's very tight. It's on the lugs. Screws went in smoothly. Use the screws that are supplied. So this pistol here, this is the original slide, lower, barrel. This is the Galloway Precision spring. I had the original return spring assembly with no issues. I just like the Galloway better. It's easier to put together. I won't put this together on camera, but it's a nice upgrade. It just makes it easier. The other one is a real pain. So so the Monsoon Tactical cut, plate, and Holosun 407 mounted. Trying to get it better lighting here, but there you go. That's the back, and the overhang with the serrations. So done. So really like that. That's really nice. About 1,500 rounds through it. No issues with it, and like I said, I'll probably do a longer video talking about the experience I've had with it since December. So there you go. That's the slide, Monsoon Tactical slide, cut, optic mount, and Holosun. Pretty nice. Probably should have weighed this before I sent it off to be done. I don't know what the official weight is, but I figured I'd weigh it with the Tactical, Monsoon Tactical on it. So unloaded, it's unloaded, no magazine, it's 10.6. ounces. That's the lower upper Holosun Galloway spring, not the original spring. Loaded magazine just for weight. We'll leave it out. So altogether with a loaded magazine, mine weighs just under a pound at 15.5 ounces. So 15.5 ounces with a magazine with 10 rounds. I don't do the 10 plus 1 routine, so I carry it with 10. And that is the weight with the Holosun empty for the safety Nazis. Yeah, so in Massachusetts it is available without the thumb safety. That's the one I got, so that's what it is. So